Hello, everyone who is joining us virtually for our next virtual live. We're so excited to have Bill and Kate Isles with us this evening. You're in for a treat, just some great music from some stellar musicians. Yeah, I got to listen to a little bit of the sound check and was moved, and I think you will be too. So thank you so much for joining us. Really, these events are made possible by the generous donations we get from our memberships and individual donors. And then we wanted to also thank the Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council, who helped make this possible as well, and the Minnesota State Arts Board, who also provided grant funds to make this evening possible. So be sure to check out our Facebook page for more information, as well as our PayPal link. We're going to be splitting tips with the musicians tonight, so be sure to show your love and support there, and I'll be on the chat if you need anything. So without much further ado, here's Bill and Kate.
All right, thank you for having us. Thank you for the nice introduction.
Hi there, friends, strangers, and relatives. Some are strangers and relatives,
Stranger than relative.
but they're all friends. So, we'll get started.
All right.
What brought you here today? What perils seem to mark your way? Was there a wind? Were there fires? Did you give in to old desires? Did you rise? Did you fall? Was there anything at all? Was there anything at all? What did you learn along the way? Who did you meet? What did you say? Were your eyes open wide? Did you see the other side? Did you bleed? Did you sin? Would you do it all again? Would you do it all again? One thing about light, it's all new. It's at the speed of light that I see you. When it shines on your face, all the gravity's erased. Sometimes red or silver blue, everyone's a different hue. Everyone's a different hue. What brought you here today? What perils seem to mark your way? Was there a wind? Were there fires? Did you give in to old desires? Did you rise? Did you fall? Was there anything at all? 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 Thank you for that applause and that applause and that applause.
Thank you,
for all
thank
those
you.
applause. Thanks, everybody. That was a song called Nerissa's Journey that was inspired by an astronomical event in 2003 where Mars came as close to Earth as it had in 65,000 years. A songwriting camp in Colorado, and the teacher used that as an example. She said, this is what's happening this month, go write a song. So that's what I had to work with. I started thinking about how we come close to each other and we go away again, and then we come close to each other again, and we have family reunions, and we have, well, we used to have stuff like that. And we have different events and schedules and games and things, and some of us have relatives that we wish wouldn't come around for about 65,000 more years. But we came back anyway. My cousin told me that one. This is a song called Old Fences, and it's a duet, but not a, it's a love song, but it's a duet, storytelling duet. So I kind of sing the first half of every verse, and then Kate comes back with the more metaphorical side of that same subject. I normally play harmonica on this, but I left that at home. But that's okay, because I suck at it anyway, half the time. I like old fences where they've fallen into disrepair. A few slats missing and the wood is weathered bare.
Old fences bring to me a sense of time, of history, stretched between the posts of faded memories.
But nothing lasts forever. It'll all fall down like wood and stone and metal, returning to the ground. No, nothing lasts forever, except the finest kind, like the joy I feel when you're on my mind. I like those old stone walls built along a woodland road, cracks and moss growing up and down each side.
I like those stone walls too, an iron gate to through, down a path into a world that's out of view.
But nothing lasts forever. It'll all fall down like wood and stone and metal, returning to the ground. No, nothing lasts forever, except the finest kind, like the joy I feel when you're on my mind. Walls and fences all about. They keep it in and they keep it out. They let you know how life has been. Sometimes they're best for straddling.
Kids and cattle kings with twisted wire and secret things. Safety lies behind the line. What's yours is yours and mine is mine.
But nothing lasts forever. It'll all fall down like wood and stone and metal, returning to the ground. No, nothing lasts forever, except the finest kind, like the joy I feel when you're on my mind. There's a joy I feel when you're on my mind. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. So maybe after we're in this little while, I'm going to go and look on my phone and see who we know that's on the thing, on the chat too.
Sometimes we start talking to our friends when we're,
Yeah, we tell jokes and stuff. No,
or people that we don't know.
I haven't had any adverse reaction. I got my second COVID shot, the Pfizer vaccine, this morning at 9:15. They were right on schedule. Nobody in line. It was amazing. Very well organized. And I think the whole thing took the whole thing took exactly 16 minutes, including my 15 minutes of waiting afterwards. And the guy told me that tomorrow I'm not going to feel like doing anything. I'm just going to probably lay around all day. And I thought, that's the least I can do.
That'll work well then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I might be driving home, but I don't mind. All right, we're going to share with you a song I wrote about the simple joy of walking down your own street.
She has
Because
her
I
own
call it
street.
walking down my street as though I own it, but I didn't mean to entitle it like that.
Well, you walked from your house to down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
In your neighborhood. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
this love are here for me right now. Hawks kettle in the sky, they're getting ready to fly down south before the first snow flies. Is this real or is this just a good dream? Walking down my street, I can hardly believe that this life and love are here for me. Walking down my street, sun shines on the bright white snow, the ice is getting thin on the edges of the sidewalk as it crunches under my boots.
Going crunch, crunch, crunch.
Apples cling to a barren tree, dark red against a blue sky. I'm singing, I'm crying, and I'm alive. Is this real or is this just a good dream? Walking down my street, I can hardly believe that this life and love are here for me. Walking down my street. Now I hear the robins sing as I look down to our lake. I see the oar boats all lined up, and the Coast Guard cutter is breaking through the ice. Is this real or is this just a good dream? Walking down my street, I can hardly believe that this life and love are here for me. Walking down my street, thinking of you, my friend. You're gone, but you're here with me. Walking down my street, walking down my street, walking down my street. Well, thank you. You're so kind.
Thank you in the balcony, too. Thank you. Well, let's take a look here and see real quick. And, Mom? Tom says so. Tom? Tom Pesci's? Hey, Tom. I'm just gonna, I'm in the wrong screen here.
I decided I'm comfortable standing, so I'm going to be
Well,
standing
well.
up.
There we are. And there we are.
I want to thank you, Charlie and Mike, for working so hard and making this fun and easy.
Thanks for being here.
Our pleasure. And Kit and Ann as well.
All right. Moving right. So you're gonna sit down and stand up? Fight,
I'm going
fight.
to stand up and fight, 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 as I usually do.
Sit down.
This
fight,
next
fight,
song,
fight.
a lot of you that know us know this song pretty well. It's on Bill's song called Weightless. And this pretty much makes it on every set list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nine, I got a pony. I brushed and rode him every day. But in my teens I got distracted. I knew my dad would haul the hay. I was gone when Daddy sold him. Hanging down Another kid would feed and ride him. What we don't love will surely slip away. I used to dream that I was weightless. I just push off and take to flight. But that was all before the hurting wrapped its weight around my night. Now my feet are firmly planted. The sailing ship stays anchored in the bay. I still recall those dreams, but knowing the memories will fade and slip away. Slip away. The memories will fade and slip away. Slip away. The memories will fade and slip away. I always thought that I could fix it, but there it shattered on the floor. Its shape is gone, I don't remember what part goes where now anymore. Everyone thought ours was lovely, around so long it's bound to stay. But we both knew days were numbered. We lost our grip and let it slip away. Slip away. We lost our grip, let it slip away. Slip away. We lost our grip, let it slip away. I used to dream that I was weightless. I just push off and take to fly. Thank you.
I'm going to share with you a duet. I love this song. Bill wrote it. It's real clever and it's real.
Kate and I
Great-
met
great
at the
song.
CD release show for my first album, which was titled Weightless. And I was doing that with a good friend, Schlegel. She sang on that first album. And, whoops. I have a little problem with my pickup on my guitar, and I just put new double-sided tape to hold it in place, and must not have been 3M tape. I think it'll stay. It'll keep working no matter what. It just may be rattling around the bottom of the of the guitar box. So Kate and I met there, and she bought a CD from me and signed up for my email list and asked me to autograph the CD, and I just thought that was grounds for marriage. And it used to be in Minnesota, that was true. And but anyway, I wrote to her because I had her email address. We emailed over Christmas. It was December 22nd when we met. And then I popped the question. You know, I read it to Christmas. I said, "Will you want to go for coffee?" And And then eventually we had coffee again, and then eventually we had lunch together. And then finally, by then I learned that she wrote songs at home and never performed in public. And I thought, I'd like to sing with you. And so I like having coffee with you and lunch. So let's try singing. So she came over to my place and we sang together. And it was amazing. It was awesome. And we've been together ever since. And because I thought, gosh, if she sings as nice as she is, then I got a good thing going. And she does, don't you?
Sure I do. All right. I'll take
So
it.
yeah, I wrote this song for her. And we turned it into a duet for our 2009 duet album, right? Yeah. Matching Baggage. This is called True in You. I wonder how I ever lived that way. The darkness and pain, confusion and shame.
I held out hope there'd come a brighter day, and it dawned when you turned my way.
I almost stopped dreaming, 'cause the fools always seeming to smile. Then the bottom falls through. They say dreams like mine are too good to be true. But I found they were true in you. With each new day I see another view. The way that you walk, laugh when you talk.
I love the sweet and crazy things you do. I guess I love all that is you.
I almost stopped dreaming, 'cause the fools always seeming to smile. Then the bottom falls through. They say dreams like mine are too good to be true. But I found they were true in you. Some people waste their lives away, wondering what might have been. They go around taking care of all the bare necessities. Well, my life was kind of like that too, until the day that you came in, and in your light I saw new possibilities. I wonder how I ever lived that way. The darkness and pain, confusion and shame.
I held out hope there'd come a brighter day, and it dawned when you turned my way.
I almost stopped dreaming, 'cause the fools always seeming to smile. Then the bottom falls through. They say dreams like mine are too good to be true. But I found they were true in you. They say dreams like mine are too good to be true. But I found they were true in you. True in You.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kate's going to do a song called Little Blue now. The Little Blue is a river in south central Nebraska. That's where her family's from. She was born in Tecumseh, Nebraska. Her mom's from Hastings, and her dad's from the Hastings area, and her mom, I don't know if she's watching.
I hope you are, Mom.
I think she's not, because she was the homecoming queen for Hastings College. But I'm not supposed to say that if she's in the audience. Her mom's a wonderful landscape artist, as well as her cousin Mary is also a wonderful landscape artist. And she and her mom, or Marion, Kate's mom, were out plein air painting along the Little Blue River. And one day Kate's mom asked her if she wanted any of her paintings, and she said, "I'd love to have Little Blue." And so she gave her that painting, and it was hanging in our living room wall, and Kate was looking at it and got inspired to write this song. What's really cool, I really like about this song, as a songwriter, what I really like about this song, not only is the imagery, but the fact that it sounds like the story that's being told. The Little Blue River is just a rambling little prairie river, and it doesn't have big waterfalls and things like that. It's rambling the prairie, and this song does that. It just weaves through different stories about her grandmother and everything, and it's just I just love this song.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah.
All right, so here's Little Blue. Little blue, your veins flow through, little blue. Nebraska plains, grandma's hands, little blue. You never climbed a mountain, you never heard the sea, but always watched a winding road that wandered aimlessly, unmarked with stars. I just got nervous.
Yeah.
What's the next line? A farm, a pasture ride, with black-eyed Susan's level fields. These comprise your life. Little blue, little blue. We found you, little blue, in a small book that you kept close to you. In worn-out pages, there were cut-out pictures of little birds and children. Come from behind. Your life flows through them, little blue. Little blue, little blue. The love you knew, little blue. A night between the sheets, dried between the apple trees, little blue. Did he hold you tight with their tender words in the night? Or did he show his love through hard work, sweat and dirt? We come from preachers and farmers, carpenters, poets and artists. was left out, but
I was going to call roadside assistance.
as you should have. All right.
I used to live in southern Minnesota and St. James way back in the early 70s. And one weekend I had that guitar. The guitar Kate is playing tonight is my guitar that my dad bought me when I was 19 years old. I had it for 12 years and then sold it. Sold it to a guy who promised I didn't want it, I just needed the money. And I wasn't playing anymore. And he promised he'd sell it back to me if he was going to sell it to anybody. And 35 years later, I had approached him at 30 years and he didn't want to sell it. But 35 years later, he approached me at a jam and he said, "Do you still want to get your Martin back?" And as soon as he said, "Your Martin," I knew I was going to get it. And so he's going to pray about it for a month, he said, and then let me know. And right before I left for Florida, the day before, I talked to him and he says, "Yeah, I'll do it." And so I picked it up that night and hit the road the next day. But this song I wrote on that guitar when I was 21 years old. And it was about an incident where I drove from St. James up to International Falls and back over a weekend. And because I had a brand new baby, and my wife at the time took the bus to International Falls to visit her friends and stuff. And then she was worn out. So when the baby, she was sleeping, and I fell asleep at the wheel and drove off the highway into the median. And nothing happened. I kept on driving. I woke up and saw all this grass going by me, and I just kept on driving and pulled it back up onto the highway slowly and didn't overcompensate and kept on driving, and I didn't sleep again. I didn't fall asleep again the rest of the month. And so I wrote this song when I got back home. We were driving late one night on Highway 53 with the baby in the backseat. Sally her head on me. The radio was playing some unfamiliar song, just the kind of tune where I would have no chance to sing along. My mind was drifting across the line to a dreamy place. I tried so hard to shake it off, I even slapped my face. But hypnotized by center lines, I soon was conscious free, till I woke up driving down that median on 53. Wake up, pull over, walk around your car, get a clear idea where you are before you go too far. Wake up, pull over, rest a little while. You never know what you might have to face down that road a mile. I pulled back on a shoulder in one piece and still alive. My car was going 50 and my heart 155. The good Lord must have guided me, 'cause I missed that bridge and tree. How often do I sleep right through things He does for me? Wake up, pull over, walk around your car, get a clear idea where you are before you go too far. Wake up, pull over, rest a little while. You never know what you might have to face down that road a mile. Know what you might have to face down that road a mile. Wake up. 21 years old. So Kate and I were driving down 23 into St. Cloud We do a lot of driving, so there's a lot of songs related to that. But we were driving. She used to be a wine rep full time, and now she's works at a Subaru dealer as a salesperson, doing really well with that.
Thank you.
And so we were driving into St. Cloud for a wine tasting at the convention center, which is right along the Mississippi River off of 23. And I was driving our Subaru at the time, yeah. And she said, I said, well, where is it? And she goes, well, don't go down by the bridge. And I just said, stay up high on the ridge. And that was the birth of this song. We wrote the chorus right away, and used to do it at shows when we had a full band and we could sing in 4-part harmony. And then finally got some verses written to it in 2011, so it would come out on that album. Mm-hmm. And then recently we had a collaboration of regional musicians from Duluth who took this song and did one of those video collages where everybody did a little bit of it. It was just awesome. We had 35,000 views in a week.
And what does he call that feed where he keeps doing that project? The North Country?
It's called Songs of the North Country.
Yeah, Songs of the North Country. So I want to check that
did
out.
their third one.
Yeah.
All right, so this is
It's called Floodwaters. It's a sing-along. So here we go.
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Don't go
Down by the bridge, stay up high on the ridge. Don't let those flood waters carry you away.
There's a
Song you used to sing before you lost everything. Don't let those flood waters take your song away.
You've been torn from your home on the high ground all alone, watching as the waters rise, as the tears fall from your eyes. Don't go
Down by the bridge, stay up high on the ridge. Don't let those flood waters carry you away.
There's a
Song you used to sing before you lost everything. Don't let those flood waters take your song away.
memories you kept in frames, things you thought would never change, remourning what was never said. Now it's washed along the riverbed. Don't go
Down by the bridge, stay up high on the ridge. Don't let those flood waters carry you away.
There's a
Song you used to sing before you lost everything. Don't let those flood waters take your song away.
Yes, there's a song you used to sing, sweet Redeemer rescuing. Lift your head and sing it now. The sun is breaking through the clouds. Don't go
Down by the bridge, stay up high on the ridge. Don't let those flood waters carry you away.
There's a
Song you used to sing before you lost everything. Don't let those flood waters take your song away. Don't let those flood waters take your song away.
Thank you.
We had a choir in Pittsburgh that learned that song, and then their church also sponsors a concert series. And when we played there about 5 years ago, some of the choir members came and sang, got up on the stage and sang with us. That was pretty awesome. I'm going to see what we got here. Good to go. All right. This song I wrote about 2008, as part of a project with the Lake Superior Writers Group. They asked a bunch of songwriters to receive submissions of anonymous poems, and that we were supposed to go through the pile, find one we felt connected to, and then turn it into a song somehow. It could be either verbatim, or it could be done as an inspiration for a song, or it can be, we could write an instrumental to be played behind the reading of the song when they had the big event 6 months later. So I picked a piece of prose called November Bloom, written by Terry Falsani. I didn't know at the time who wrote it, but and it told the story of a woman walking out to her mailbox in northern Minnesota in November, and on her way back to the house, looking down at her garden and seeing a delphinium that seemed to be budding. And at the wrong end of the season, it had been unseasonably warm, but she knew there was a snowstorm coming, and that would be the end of the garden, and she just picked it without much hope and brought it, put it in a vase, and came back. Actually, a couple days later, I think in my version, it's the next morning, and there were 7 blossoms on the stalk, and she took a picture of that with the purpose of sending the photograph to her mother, who was in Alzheimer's unit, and her mom told her that her dad had come to visit her for her birthday party that weekend, and said we danced and had a great old time. And then she said in the story, we haven't told Mom that Dad's been gone for a few months, but I'm glad she found her November bloom as well. And I just thought that was so poignant. My mom had Alzheimer's, and so I was very connected to that. And I started thinking about the piece of prose, so it didn't have any verse structure, and just told the story. And but I started thinking about my own parents and how our parents passed things on to us. And we've got a table my grandmother carved in high school in 1898, I think, when she was 17 years old, Stillwater, and we've got mirrors and different things that our parents have given to us, and our grandparents. And so I incorporated some of that into the story as well. So here's November Bloom. It'll never bloom, I tell myself, but I pick it anyway. A slumping cold delphinium on a bleak November day. All around the dried up remnants of the brighter days of June. On me one must brave the cold to see November bloom. It'll never bloom, I tell myself as I carry it along. And as if some tune could help it through, I sing a bloomin' song. In the house I cut a stem and drop it in your crystal vase. I remember when Dad gave it to you, how the love lit up his face. Did he take your hand and draw you to the dance floor, singing softly in your ear as you crossed the room? Did he smile his smile that for 50 years had warmed you? Did he whisper soon, November bloom? It'll never bloom, I tell myself, but the morning proves me wrong. I wake to find that 7 buds had opened in the sun. How long this blue delight will keep its flowers, I don't know. But I'm thankful for each one of them as I look out on the snow. Did he take your hand and draw you to the dance floor, singing softly in your ear as you cross the room? Did he smile his smile that for 50 years had warmed you? Did he whisper soon, November bloom? grab the phone to call you as I sit in the chair. You tell me Dad came calling for your birthday party there. You said you danced and laughed and walked out in the blue light of the moon. I'm thankful that you found it too, your own November bloom. Does he take your hand and draw you to the dance floor, singing softly in your ear as you cross the room? Does he smile his smile that for 50 years had warmed you? Does he whisper soon, November bloom? Does he whisper soon, November bloom? All right. Thank you. We're going to do a song by Kate Wolf. Kate Wolf is a wonderful singer-songwriter who passed away, sadly, 30 years ago, just 33 years ago, 32 years ago, something like that, in her prime, during her 40s, from cancer, and left a legacy of beautiful songs and an Austin City Limits performance. And this song she wrote late in her life. It was actually on commission from a radio show called Across the Great Divide, but she used that as a metaphor then for her pending mortality, and just did a beautiful job. In the second verse, she talks, or third verse, she talks about her calling, and that's from Northwestern American native tribes have a belief system that before you die, you'll hear an owl call your name. So it happened for Doctor Who. And all the Who's in Whoville too. Yeah.
All right, back to this.
That just popped into my head the first time.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Sometimes I wait and filter it through Kate in the car, but that one just came out. But no, Kate Wolf, beautiful song. A lot of people know this song. It's been recorded by a lot of people. One, two, three, four.
I've been walking in my sleep, counting troubles instead of counting sheep. Where the years went, I can't say. I just turned around and they've gone away. I've been sifting through the layers of dusty books, faded papers that tell a story I used to know. It was one that happened so long ago. It's gone away yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside where the rivers change direction across the Great Divide. Now I've heard the owl calling softly as the night is falling with a question. And I reply, now he's gone. It's a borderline. It's gone away. And yesterday, now I find myself on the mountainside
direction across the great divide. The finest hour I have seen is the one that comes between the edge of night and the break of day. It's when the darkness rolls away. It's gone away yesterday. Now I find myself on the mountainside where the rivers change direction across the great divide. Where the rivers change direction across the great divide.
Thank you. Kate Wolf, all right.
That are watching online, maybe you want to post on where you're watching from. It'd be kind of fun for people to see that.
Yeah.
And
Don't get too specific. I mean, like, you know.
yeah. We don't want to know the details. Yeah.
Yeah. What town? I'm teasing.
So
So we have Bill's song, Hobos in the Roundhouse. All right. I think you might be familiar with that
it's a
one.
medley of my hit.
Yes, sir.
It's been recorded by 9 groups now, and people say, well, when people ask me once in a while, somebody will say, well, when somebody, especially if they're an upcoming songwriter, they'll say, because songwriters think they can become songwriters and then make money. And so they'll say, like, well, when you record your song, don't you get royalties? I said, well, yeah. In fact, as a matter of fact, for Hobos in the Roundhouse, just the recording royalties for the 9 groups that have recorded the song. Oh, yeah. There's always there one, isn't there? It's usually the director. And I said, yeah, the royalties for recording, not counting streaming and radio play and things like that, actually paid for our house for 2 weeks. It's awesome. But yeah, we had the wonderful band Monroe Crossing recorded it, and they've taken it all over the world. Hollywood actor Ronnie Cox recorded it. He's a wonderful musician. He was in Deliverance, remember him? That was his first film. And so this is a true story about my grandfather on my dad's side, who's settled in Brainerd area, and then the family, he moved up to Virginia to work on the Iron Range, where he was a machinist for the railroad, and eventually became the night foreman in the roundhouse for the DWP Railroad. And I learned that he used to sneak the hobos in at night when he was in charge and let them sleep indoors out of the Minnesota cold, which it can be pretty cold. Yeah, it's cold from I think around August 1st at night until the 31st of July. Yeah.
All
So
right.
so here's Hobos in the Roundhouse. From 7 to 7 every night of the week, fixing trains in the roundhouse, I work on my feet. And I told my children, I hope the bed bugs don't bite. And I got hobos sleeping in the roundhouse tonight. From Akron and Hinckley and Prairie du Chien, they are soldiers and lawyers. I believe what they're saying. And I'll rouse them at 4 and they'll head down the line. My hobo's sleeping in the roundhouse tonight. Good night, my hobos, rest your vagabond heads. on your old knapsack pillows, in your gunny sack bed. For a few stolen hours, you'll be alright. My hobo's sleeping in the roundhouse tonight. Well, they hired a new man to work as a guard. Every morning at sunrise, he checks out the yard. But for now, I won't trust him, though he seems pretty nice. 'Cause I got hobos sleeping in the roundhouse tonight. Good night, my hobos, with vagabond heads, on your old knapsack pillows, in your gunny sack bed. For a few stolen hours, you'll be alright. My hobo's sleeping in the roundhouse tonight. Well, I asked my Savior, what should I do? If I'm caught helping hobos, my job could be through. And I heard the answer so clear and so bright. Are my hobos asleep in your roundhouse tonight? Good night, my hobos, rest your vagabond heads on your old knapsack pillows, in your gunny sack bed. For a few stolen hours, you'll be alright. My hobo's sleeping in the roundhouse tonight. For a few stolen hours, you'll be alright. My hobo's sleeping in the roundhouse tonight. Good night, boys. All right. Thank you. I got to be good friends with Ronnie because of that song and stayed with him a few times out in California. And one time I was hanging there, we were just doing a little song swap at night, and then he told me a story about when they were filming Deliverance. Remember the kid on the porch with the banjo? And then Ronnie was standing down below him with the guitar. Both he and Ned Beatty, it was their first film, and they actually gone to theater school together, but then hadn't seen each other for a long time. And so he played Drew, and the one who drowned and got his arm, he actually did dislocate his own shoulder for that scene. And it was so cold in the water that he kept having to, they kept having to say, cut, dead men don't shiver. So warm him up by the fire and put him back in the water again. Anyway, so but he was telling me about the banjo scene. The kid didn't know how to play the banjo. So they got this skinny banjo player, and they put sleeves on him the same as the kid's jacket. And he sat behind him, right up against him like that with his arms around the front. And he's the one that's actually playing the banjo. And Ronnie showed me a picture from the side, showing the guy playing that. Pretty remarkable scene. That song, that brings back memories. I used to plow snow for the Minnesota Highway Department. When that song came on the radio, it was like, plows down, that was back in this. That's what I was doing down in St. James. I was working for the Highway Department for 2 years. All right, we're going to do a song by Gillian Welch, and this is kind of her breakthrough song back in the 90s, and so it's called Orphan Girl, and Emmylou Harris recorded it, and that was a big break for her. And of course, she was very involved with Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, and they just had an Oscar nomination 2 years ago for when a cowboy trades spurs for wings. And now they have a Grammy nomination for their new album, The Good Times Never Last, I think it's called.
I think it's called that,
Or maybe it's The Bad Times Never Last.
I can picture it, but I all of a sudden can't remember the words.
So this is her one beautiful song, Orphan Girl. 1, 2. Ah.
I am an orphan on God's highway, but I share my troubles if you go my way. I have no mother, no father,
No sister, no brother.
I am an orphan girl. I have had friendship, pure and golden, but the ties of kinship, I've not known them. I know no mother, no father,
No sister,
no brother. I am an orphan girl. But when he calls me, I will be able to meet my family at God's table. I'll meet my mother,
my father,
my sister,
my
brother.
no more an
orphan girl. Oh, blessed Savior, make me willing, walk beside me until I'm with them. Be my mother, my father, my sister, my brother. I am an orphan girl. Be my mother,
my father,
my sister,
my brother.
I am an orphan girl. What a great song. Huh?
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love
yeah.
doing that song. Yep.
All right. So we're going to share with you I think, is this a duet?
It's kind of close, kept coming near
Yep.
the end of the show here. And this is not a duet. Love is meant to be.
Something like that.
It's a duet, but you don't get to sing except on the chorus.
Yeah.
Well, people use the word duet in two different ways. It's a song that's a duet that two people sing, generally opposing parts, and then you blend together. Sometimes you sing together, like Jack. Tonight in My Dreams, we sing that in harmony
Right.
the whole way through. There's famous duets like in The Shallow, Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
That's what beat Gillian and David in the Oscars. And but sometimes we call a duo a duet. So we are a duet. Now we're going to do a song that's not a duet.
That's going to happen.
So this is our last, we're going to do two more songs. This actually will be our last song. And then after that, we'll get the sitting ovation and the optional yelling of encore, encore, or more. Whoop, whoop, whoop. More Kate, more Kate. That goes for you people online too. You can stomp your feet and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, I'm the opportunist. I'm the one that grabs a glass and drinks it while they're arguing about it.
Oh. I want to thank you all again for making this happen. Kit
Yeah.
and Ann and Charlie and Mike.
You know, we have a personal goal of always knowing the first names of everyone in the audience. So we do a Monday night stream from our home. That's Facebook and YouTube pages. We just started doing YouTube last week. And as far as summer, we're playing the Malacca Festival in July, and we're playing a bunch of stuff. Our website, BillAndKateIsles.com.
We'll be right on Lake
has our
Superior
schedule.
one night a week, right on Lake Superior at the boat club.
Yeah, we're working on the details on that. That's a wonderful gig. It's right on the shore lake. You can actually throw a pick and land in the lake because we're way up high above the lake walk, and you have to get the right wind for that. You know, so there's a skill to getting a pick in the lake. You know. Ready?
I am.
1, 2, 3, 4. Did I mention this is our last song? It's riding on the wind. It's running down the trail. It's falling to the earth with the rain and hail. It's in the budding trees, the buzzing of the bees. It's in that loving way that you look at me. I can feel it all around me. I can feel your life surround me. It's the way that love is meant to be. It's in the sweet desire. It's stirring up the choir. It's beating like a drum round the holy fire. It's weaving in the loom. It's growing in the womb. It's in the way you move across this room. I can feel it all around me. I can feel your life surround me. It's the way that love is meant to be. It's in the painter's eye. It's in that last goodbye. The body falls and the spirit flies. It's what has always been and what will always be. The magic of this thing between you and me. I can feel it all around me. I can feel your life surround me. It's the way that love is to be. Nice stretch. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Thanks so much. We're going to wrap it up here. Oh, we'll come back. Well, sure, we'll do one more. Thank you.
Oh, did you want another one?
Yeah.
Woohoo! Look
Sitting
at
O.
her.
It's a sitting O. No, we like the sitting O.
You guys are tall. We have some tall people here.
So
with your arms
we're
up.
going to do a song by Steve Martin and Edie Brickell. I don't know if you know about their collaboration, but their first album that came out was called Love Has Come For You. And it was Steve Martin approached Edie Brickell at a party, and the way she tells it, you never know what's going to come next. And she said, hey, I have an idea. And then she said, oh, no, something really going to come next. He says, why don't I send you some of my banjo tunes, and you can write some lyrics to them. He's a great banjo player. And so he did. And he sent her one, and she wrote a song to it, and it was like, oh, that worked. So they did another, and then they came out with this wonderful album. It's one of my favorite albums I've ever heard. And this song is from that. It's not a duet in the album, but we turned it into a duet. And we recorded it on Kate's solo album, and the only duet on that album. And then they came up with another album called So Familiar. Mm-hmm. And then they wrote the musical Bright Star, which is it's huge, it's wonderful. And it's interesting that it's based on one of the songs called Iron Mountain Baby, but they don't do that song in the. They didn't do it in the musical, did they?
I don't remember actually, but we did see it live, and it was fabulous.
Yeah, well, they had a
yeah.
New York touring group in Sarasota when we were down there in Florida, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful musical. Of course, we knew half the songs in it already because we knew their albums so well.
But this one we'd love to share with you. It's about just about your best friend. So think of your best friend or best friends or a new friend you met tonight online or something during the show. So it's called Friend of Mine. You've been a friend of mine for such a long, long time. Made me laugh and seen me cry. Called me to say hi.
The world is such a crazy place, full of joy and pain. What would I do without you? Here to keep me sane.
I've seen revolving doors. I've been a stepping stone. I don't know what I did wrong. Why they left me alone.
When everybody left me down, you lift me up again. What would I do without you? My old faithful friend. You've been a friend of mine for such a long, long time. Made me laugh and seen me cry. Call me to say hi. What would I do without you?
All right, good night, friends.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.